Hi, my name's Tim Vorenkamp, and I'm gonna redo that. That's terrible. How's it going? My name's Tim, and this is who I am. When I was 13 years old, I was diagnosed with stage 3 synovial sarcoma. It's only given to about 500 people in the world a year. It's one of the rarest cancers you can get. And at the time, it was actually really scary. I had a huge lump that was growing on my leg, and people didn't really know necessarily what it was. They thought it was maybe a cyst or something like that. And it turned out that it was cancerous. Within a week, we did a biopsy, and then within the month, I had found out that I was diagnosed with stage 3 synovial sarcoma. The first thing I remember when I was diagnosed is that the people that were in my room were my doctor, my parents, and then also my brother. And the reason that I remember that is because they were all crying. And the reason that I find that so important is because I was sitting there and I was smiling. I was happy. And in a weird way, the reason I was doing that is because I knew it was in stage 4 at the time. You know, it was kind of my way of showing that I could overcome this. I can beat something like this. Over the last 5 years, I've done hundreds of doctor's visits, even more blood tests and blood work, too many hospital visits, and then I've done over 8 surgeries. I realized that I wanted to live not a cancer patient life, but a normal life. And I knew that my normal at that time, and it still is today, is that it's not a normal for anyone else, but my normal is completely different from what anyone else will ever experience, because they don't have to visit the doctor every 3 weeks, or they don't have to do a scan every 2 months, or constantly have to worry about, is my lung gonna collapse? Am I gonna have another relapse? How many days do I have left? But over the last 5 years, I realized that I never really thought about it that much. I realized that worrying about your disease or worrying about what's gonna happen would cause it to happen. And by not having to think about it and just enjoying life and cherishing every moment I had, it really brought actually the most happy 5 years I've ever had. So something that people always told me daily and way too often was that I had an insane amount of courage to go through what I was doing. And that was really strange for me to realize, because it was kind of just me doing me. Battling cancer, you never lose. And you never will lose, even if one day the fight ends. When something like that happens, you never lose to it. You just start a new journey. And that's kind of what life's all about, is that you find journeys and you find paths that you take to get to that final goal of whatever it is you want in your life. And in my life, that is just to be with the people I love and then to enjoy every single moment. Living for others is kind of the most important thing in my life. Living for others simply just means giving each other hope. But hope really means is what kind of makes this world so special, because that's what keeps people together. This hope that you can come through anything. And really in the last 5 years, that's kind of what I've learned, is that hope is the most important thing, not just for me, but also for the people around me. And it turned out like over the years, it wasn't people giving me hope to fight the battle. It was more me giving other people hope that I could do it. And I still believe that I can do it. That's kind of what I wanted to learn from it, because giving people hope is the most important thing, simply because that's what brings us together. And that also brings us back onto that journey and getting to the end of our goal. And that journey is always motivated and always starts off by giving each other hope. Never give up, even when all the odds are against you. I've had to, for the last 5 years, prove every single doctor and every single person that I've met wrong, because I've had so many challenges where I shouldn't even be here anymore. And just living another day is proving a doctor wrong, or proving everyone wrong that you are stronger. You may not realize it, but the reason that you are battling that disease or you're battling something like this is because you can do it. There's a reason that you are the one that are going through it and not your best friend. It's because you're the one that's going to show the rest of the world that you can do it.